hell of it.
What songs do you play in the Asian ones?
They play out in Asia and stuff like that, yeah. He's the coach of Causier.
Yeah, I know he's the coach, I didn't know that. It's a shame, like, because there's...
If I had 1% of his talent, I'd be a great player.
That's what I'm on about, I mean, I've seen him play.
I've seen him play, I've beat him many times.
I've seen him make 700 at Leeds and it was a mess, can't you? It was absolutely a mess.
The ball doesn't get there, the ball rate comes down and back up.
Yes.
You know,
I know him since pocket he's probably a bit younger than me, and I remember him in the 90s.
go for this chorus tonight, I might give it a
break, start fresh, it was fresh.
I don't want to go.
Nicely weighted. It's nice and
They've knocked the box as well.
Sorry? Yeah, that's an espresso. Well, I mean, it's a double one. I got a machine at home that's how I drink.
Gives you a kick, I tell you.
Well, a double one does, gives you a double kick.
Make their seat says in the other one.
Congratulations, you've just tipped my goal.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Well, see, second half of the show, but it's there. Oh, get that and all.
What's your right? I've got arthritis.
Peter Gilchrist on this track as well.
Yes. I'm not complaining now. You can analyse it. It's never a smell nothing like this one, if it wasn't all good in the match from the past. Just south of Rugby, just south of Rugby.
What's it called? Village?
a lovely party.
I bet it is, I bet it is. You know, I was talking to a girl in the hotel last night at the reception. You remember John Gregory, the manager of Aston Vanilla? John Gregory? Yeah. Well, I once heard him talking, he was on about corporate life in the Midlands, and he said, I'll tell you right now, he said, Peak District and round there, he said, that life down in the Midlands, he said, it's the best life in the country. And he really goes in the Midlands area.
Yeah, I've been on holiday there. I live in Cornwall, so
Whereabouts you live in Cornwall?
Pardon?
Well, you live in Cornwall? Where?
Bude.
Bude. I was down,
North, on the north
down,
north coast.
I was down St. Ives, Land's End, St. Ives, Montague, Barnstaple, round that way. That was City of Bloom, the same year, 1997, Barnstaple. I'm looking at that.
Not a bad town, really. Nice town.
The bridge in Barnstaple go built in the days of Henry V, 1411 or something. Fucking lovely it is, lovely down there. Low in Lynmouth.
Oh,
Lynmouth, yeah.
I like Duck Nuts. My favourite TV program.
Nice, lovely.
I was an extra.
Right, everybody. We'll be starting the next session now. No, it's all right.
Take your seats there, folks, please. We're going live now in a minute.
Right. Are you ready? Ready to start? The last 2 hours start now.
Welcome to the second session of the semi-final, the 2023 World Billiards Championship. Coming to you live from the Landywood Snooker Club. My name's Jason Colebrook and I'm joined by Darren Clark. G'day, Darren.
Hey Jason, how's it going?
Pretty good. Interesting games with both tables with big breaks. 344 unfinished at the end of the first session for Dave. Peter's on 140 odd unfinished. Peter Gilchrist.
Yeah, I was just talking to Dave, and I think early on in this game he was maybe feeling a little bit edgy. Obviously he's freed himself up a little bit now and he's on an impressive break, 356. And it'll be interesting to see how far he can take this one.
It's finished okay. Got a nice little cannon there.
Yeah, Dave at the moment, he just seems to be scoring so heavily.
He's just so fast. Super quick decisions.
Yeah, he almost doesn't think really. It's just second nature to him.
367.
So he'll be shortly getting a backline warning once he gets to 380.
So last year's World Championship, he made a 600 odd in the semi-final.
371.
Oh,
374.
Yeah, I think that's the difference really with the very top players that can really turn it on when they need to. Obviously, us mere mortals trying to bridge that gap, but Dave here is just showing how good he is, and obviously Rob as well is a fantastic player. Rob will be hoping that Dave breaks down shortly. Dave the opposite.
381. Bottom warning at 8.
Well, Rob certainly hasn't given up hope. I was talking to him outside. He said he's come back from this far behind before.
Yeah, it's a daunting task, especially when you play Dave. But like we say, Rob's a fantastic player in his own right. He's more than capable of making a big break himself, so we'll see what happens.
389.
This is looking very ominous for him now, though.
Yeah, so he's just taking that white up high. Look to play the recovery cannon, I think. Push the yellow closer to the spot.
Referee is Kevin Christie from Ireland.
397. 399.
The break approaches 400 now.
A little bit of side and topspin to zip it around off 2 cushions.
405. 407.
I think he'll just come up off the side cushion and leave this mini drop cannon. Try and push that yellow closer to the spot again.
412.
He's got that yellow perfect now. Well, it doesn't really bother him, does it? He doesn't worry about getting it on the line and bumping it up and down the line.
Yeah, very much so. I think especially the likes of sort of Mike Russell, very sort of close in at the top. That yellow doesn't move very far. But Dave's quite happy to move it around a bit. He's still in control, but the balls just move around a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah.
But he's such a good potter. I mean, it's such an advantage when you can pull out a pot out of nowhere.
426. 428.
Good day, Alex, in the comments. Please let us know who you are and where you're watching from if you haven't already posted in the first session.
433.
I think most of our regular followers in Australia be well and truly asleep by now.
438.
Just looking down the high breaks for this event so far. Dave Causier leads the way with 488. 385, 313 also. Peter Gilchrist has made a 399 his highest. Peter Sheehan 251 and Rob Hall 227.
I think Peter Sheehan made a higher break in that last session, but it won't be entered in the results yet.
Right, okay.
320 or something. At one stage he was behind 500 to 100.
49.
Yeah, it's great to see Peter Sheehan playing like he can. Fantastic player, really top guy as well, and it's great to see him back playing again.
That's a great shot.
But what a fantastic club, Jason.
This is a great club.
Yeah, fantastic conditions, friendly staff. Really pleased to be hosting the event, and we're thankful to Landywood Snooker Club for having us.
462.
As you walk around the club, you wouldn't believe it's less than 12 months old, would you? It's just got that
465.
established feel about it.
467.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Well, he's gone so fast from 344 to now 470. Sometimes players lose a little bit of touch during a break, a session break, but it doesn't look like he's lost any touch at all.
475. 477. 480. Roughly 180. 482.
4 line crossing. Oh. No, that's not going to hurt him too much.
488. Pop line crossed.
Just bump this red towards the hole.
490.
Good shot.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting now how quickly Dave can get the balls back at top of the table position.
So he's going to have to play a long loser.
Just be careful here not to knock the yellow in as well. So he's avoided that.
Good day, Angus. Yeah, we look like a chance of paying out a big prize for the high break here.
500.
So Dave just getting the cue ball cleaned. Take a bit of a breather.
Still in good position. Got a little check side in off the red. He's got a half ball in off the yellow.
Three. Six. 508.
Not sure has that covered it.
A little bit unlucky there. He may play the plant. Oh,
That's unfortunate.
that is very unfortunate.
511. So 13.
Yeah, so just a couple of pots, I think, and then Dave will play safe, I think. Such a shame to see that cue ball drop in.
Yes, I think he wanted the yellow onto the red half ball and he caught it full ball.
Yeah, to leave the in off, I guess.
Yeah. Very nice. 519 break.
Yeah, so that'll be the highest so far in this event. Just a safety shot for Rob.
Yes. Dave Causier, 2.
Dave potentially might screw back here off this red and leave a long cannon. Is he going down to the middle?
So if you're in the UK, you're in this area, please come and have a look at the club. It's a great club. Terrific place to play billiards or snooker. Have a beer, have a burger. Really great club.
Yeah, I think there's a few snooker professionals based here as well, Jason. Stan Moody was here earlier in the week and Rhiannon Evans.
Yeah. Joe Perry was here the day before on the Thursday.
I mean, that just shows how good the conditions are, really.
Absolutely.
Good shot.
2.
It's a nice shot from Rob. It's not a great leave, though, unfortunately.
He's a great pot, Rob, but he may just play a stun cannon or a safety. Like, he can't really get safe.
Yeah, I
Like
think
a stun cannon. Oh, unlucky.
when you play Dave, especially, I'm not sure there's anywhere on the table that's safe, to be honest.
No.
It's unfortunate, though, for Rob, really.
3. 6. Causier. 6.
It's unexpected.
Yeah. Might see a safety here. Referee Steve Harrison, you can see in the background there, operating the ProScore remote. ProScore are one of our sponsors that provided this system to us. Same system as used on the World Snooker Tour. Playing with Aramis Pro Cup balls, provided by Aramis or Saluk. Every year or two we get a bunch of balls from them. Thank you very much.
So a little bit of safety play here. Not a great deal for Rob to go at, really.
No, there isn't. Up shot. Had to catch that very, very thin.
Yeah, it's not finished too bad, but there is a shot for Dave. He's play the cannon, top cushion, across to the red.
Joe Mark watching from Canada.
2.
I don't think Rob will be panicking yet, but he'll definitely want to get involved in this second session sooner rather than later.
6.
As Dave can race off into the distance. He's got the yellow there now. A good position, so just work this red now.
I can't play that, that's not fair. But he stopped at 38 at the minute, ended up with another 9.
We'll get you an update as soon as we can on the Gilchrist Sheehan match.
Yeah. 14. Seventeen. 19.
So Dave's got them in beautiful shoes. Oh,
22.
you can just hear our tournament director's voice in the background, having a conversation somewhere nearby.
Yeah, Frank's done a great job, as ever,
27.
as have all the officials. Very grateful to have them all here.
Rick from Canada. Must be morning or knockoff time in Canada for them all to be signing on now. Might be morning, I think.
2.
So Dave's in again, good position. Knocks the white up high.
38.
Try and maybe move that yellow back closer towards the spot. Or is he heading towards Postman's knock? He does seem to be favouring that quite a lot recently, Jason.
Yeah, he
Dave.
does.
Yeah, playing Postman's knock.
When I asked him about it in Singapore, he said, by this stage of the tournament, when he's got the pace of the side cushions, he likes Postman's knock. So Peter Gilchrist has slipped away to a 380-point lead on the other table. That game got quite close at one point, but Peter's knocked in a big break, I think.
Yeah, I think Gilchrist was quite far in front early on, and then Peter Sheen made was it around a 300?
Yeah, 300 and a low 300 to get to almost within 100 points.
61. 64.
Billy White's asked, how do you use the yellow ball as a white?
69.
You just get quite used to it, Billy, billiards players.
71.
In fact, there was a period with these balls where a lot of players preferred the yellow because it was slightly heavier. They had some trouble with the dye, some sort of a chromium dye that creates the yellow colour, and the yellow ball was always slightly heavier. These days the balls are fantastic. The last batch of balls I got, they're almost all perfect. G'day, Brett Porter from Australia.
80.
Do you prefer to use the white or yellow, Jason? Or
I
not?
like the yellow.
Yeah, I do as well. I don't know why.
I think I got used to taking the yellow during that period where I felt it was more likely to be heavier.
Right.
I mean, we're only talking less than half a gram.
Yeah.
But, and it's just stuck. I remember back to what it was like when we first started using plain yellow and plain white instead of the spotted ball. I don't remember feeling strange about hitting the yellow.
Yeah.
I'm sure some players did.
Are those balls actually lighter? Because they always feel like they are to me. They seem to spring more than the non-spotted balls.
These days they're pretty all close to 142 grams. I don't know what that is in imperial measurements.
Ah, that's somewhat fortunate, you might say.
101.
Leaves Dave with a drop cannon here, slightly wide, but with run inside.
That's beautiful
Caught
drop.
the red really well.
Beautiful drop on the red.
Put this red little mini drop cannon, and off we go.
106. 108.
We were talking in the earlier session what a shame it is that snooker doesn't use the spotted balls,
111.
or the spotted cue ball.
Yeah, there's an event running at the moment, the 900 I think it's called, and they're actually using the spotted white. Whether that's for TV purposes, I'm not sure, but I know a lot of the snooker pros do actually practice with a spotted white.
Definitely, it's a great tool. When you're practicing sort of long straight blues, if you see that cue ball spinning, you know you've got a problem.
And just like that, Dave's got another century on the board. 1, 2, 4 and counting.
So quick.
127. 129. 132. 135.
So we've got, well, I guess an hour and a half left.
137.
Deficit of 800 plus.
Have you looked any?
143. 45.
The great billiards shot you saw Dave just play then that billiards players get good at, pushing that red into the top cushion, catching a bit of jaw, straightening it up off the jaw. It's a shot that beginners at top of the table struggle with.
153. 155. 158.
Tomorrow we'll be joined by Rex Williams, Jason, coming down to present the trophy.
Yes, that'll be great. He's a legend of the sport.
163.
He's won, you know, world professional billiards championships. He's won snooker ranking events. He's been chairman of the WPBSA.
Yeah, true legend of the game.
Yeah. He's 90, I believe. He's driving himself down.
Yes, I think he's still very active, gets himself out on the golf course. So we're looking forward to seeing Rex tomorrow.
Rex is going to present the John Roberts Trophy to the winner tomorrow. Just a reminder for anyone who hasn't been listening earlier, the John Roberts Trophy is the oldest World Championship trophy in sport, any sport. Made in 1860. Beautiful trophy.
81. Top line 180. 183.
People that are watching this maybe for the first time probably think it looks fairly easy, but trust me, it's definitely not. You're watching a master craftsman in action here, Dave Causier.
188.
So even that shot, Jason, that's not easy, is it?
No, it's very difficult.
Yeah, to judge that correctly, to get the right angle.
93.
It looks very simple, but as we say, it's definitely not. And slightly awkward there, a tiny bit too high. It'll be interesting to see what he does here.
198.
Just moving that yellow a little bit.
Mark Oaten has asked about some of the players who sadly aren't with us anymore. I have played Brian Harvey. I've played Brian a couple of times. Quite a character.
203.
I don't know the other guys mentioned. Dick Watts, Hugh Nimmo. Do you know them?
I recognise the name Hugh Nimmo, but I'm not aware of his game. Like I say, Brian Harvey, great player in his day.
209.
Sadly, no longer with us.
211. 214.
Hello from Finland. I think that's a first for me. Peter's corrected me on the date of manufacture of the John Roberts Trophy. Thanks, Peter. Peter's an incredibly knowledgeable man on billiards equipment and history.
222. 224.
There's the trophy. Magnificent.
Yeah, it's not too shabby, that, Jason.
No,
229.
I brought that over here from Singapore as carry-on.
As you do.
Got to watch the faces of the people operating the X-ray machines as I brought it through.
221.
Solid silver with mercury gilding.
226.
Yeah, it was great to see Surab Kathari there in that picture.
239.
Yeah, great shame that he's not here with us now. Jeremy Coe from Singapore. G'day, Jeremy. One of the guys behind Straits Billiards, the Straits Paradigm Tips.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys using those tips.
Yeah.
Are you using one, Jason?
I am.
How are you getting on with it?
Very good. I've got a medium. I'm a very lucky man. My tips are put on my cue by a world champion.
All right.
He recommended medium. I think I might go for soft next time. But no, I'm enjoying it. Get a little bit of soft touch.
224.
Anytime I don't get soft touch, it's definitely the cueist, not the tip.
259.
So 259. Break continues. Dave is at the top here.
261.
Pushes that yellow again towards postman's knock position.
264. 266.
The lead approaches 1,000.
269.
I think realistically, since this session has started, Jason, Rob's had very little to go at.
Unbelievable. Commentating during the first half, we were predicting the winning score. I'm miles out. I predicted 1,480. He's going to pass that with an hour to go, with more than an hour to go.
279.
He doesn't seem to let up though, does he? It's just relentless, really.
Relentless.
I mean, it takes some stamina to keep reeling off these breaks, especially over sort of 5, 6, 7 days, whatever it is.
287.
Grumpy Tortoise has posted that his 13-year-old son is watching and seems interested. It's a great game. And the skills that you learn, they translate perfectly to snooker or pool. A billiards player can play snooker or pool, no problems at all. It's not always the other way around. There's some different skills and different knowledge. But a good billiards player is always very competitive at snooker.
Nice guy. Over the course of the week, he ended with 297.
Classy shot. Oh, he might have left it a bit tricky. I thought he had an easy yellow, but it's a bit tricky.
Yeah, I think he's going. Is he playing the screw back?
299.
Probably got a stun on us. Enough. I think that was harder than it looked. He went very quick at that. Well, he's always quick, but that was quite a tough shot.
I think he was just trying to control it as well, so not to lose the red in baulk. It was either give it a bit of a shoulder job or try and control it in, and I think he was maybe stuck between the two.
But when it's slightly over 90 degrees, it's a tricky angle. It's not really a screw. It's not really a stun. The way it goes when they're not running your way. You just slip behind them, you just slip around the back, get a double kiss or a smother. Yeah, billiards is a great game for young people to take up. It's not dependent on physical size or physical strength. You're not going to get a damaged cruciate ligament or a concussion or anything. It's just a great game. You play indoors, you can play any time of the year, day or night. While some people spend, big money on their cues, you don't have to. You can get some perfectly good cues online at quite a reasonable price.
2.
And it's a sport for life. You can take up, if I see plenty of young people play billiards or snooker, go away to university, maybe do the whole marriage mortgage thing, come back to the game later in life.
5.
Yeah, it's a great group of people as well. Very sort of friendly atmosphere, and everyone really enjoys it. tough at the top, and Rob's certainly finding that here. See the update there from the other game. Peter Gilchrist 1021, Peter Sheehan 437.
That looks like it's over, but it's not for those people who don't follow a lot of billiards. Peter Sheehan made a 500 in practice last week. He's quite capable of making a couple of 300 or 400s. So it's not over.
Yeah, similar to Dave, I think Peter Sheehan can score very fast as well.
16.
So it'll be interesting to see how that one plays out.
18.
Darren, I'm going to give you a rest from one Australian voice and give you another Australian voice in Peter Tankard.
Cheers, Jason.
23.
Peter's good with Wayne, he speaks up.
26.
Hi Darren, how are you?
I'm joined by Peter Tankard. How's it going, Peter?
Well, thanks Darren, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. An intriguing match going on.
It's intriguing that Rob has just had such a bad run. I mean, both sessions really. He didn't get much of a look. I spoke to him during the half-time break, and he said how frustrated he was that he just didn't seem to be getting a look at the balls.
Yeah, I know that feeling, and unfortunately there's not a great deal that you can do about it. He needs to get in sooner than later, as we said earlier. Dave's such a scoring machine, but let's hope that Rob gets a chance.
41.
And have you enjoyed the conditions, Peter, over here?
Well, I would describe them as challenging unless you're used to it. But the conditions are fantastic. But it's a case of being used to it, I think, and we don't see a lot of this style of heated beds in Australia, and it creates some very different shots. Slidey cushions, heated beds, napless tables.
I don't suppose you need heated tables in Australia.
No, we've got plenty of natural heating, thanks, Darren.
Yeah, we do hear that quite a lot from various people about when we come to these conditions. We're playing on star tables, aristocrats, heated table, steel block cushions, slick cloth. Obviously, the throw of the ball is very different, and it can take a lot to adapt to it. But the very good players just seem to adapt to anything so quickly, I guess, especially the likes of Dave.
They do, don't they? It's incredible.
59.
Evening, Alex. It was a pleasure to play you too. Despite making a break at the end to knock me out.
Dave Causier.
That's unusual. He's missed a short Jenny on the near jaw. Everybody's been missing them on the far jaw because the ball doesn't turn on the cloth.
Yeah, they normally just skid onto the, like you say, the far jaw, but slight chance now for Rob. We can thin cannon, maybe push the white towards the spot.
Good shot.
Oh, look at that turn, slide on the cloth. Okay, well, this is an opening, bona fide opening. I wouldn't describe the match as gone yet, but he needs to produce something big and something now. He was in a similar situation in the Pacific International in Melbourne, trailing Sourav Qatari by a margin that looked something like this, and came back to parity towards the end of the second session. Sourav actually slipped away with it again in the end, but Rob is a fighter. But there's an aspect to Causier which is, and I think it's the pace that he plays at. There's a sense that he's a steamroller and almost like an unstoppable force.
Yeah, it's certainly daunting when you play Dave. Just so much pressure on everything that you do. And like you say, he scores so quickly that before you know
Yeah,
it,
it's
you're
the
hundreds of yards.
pace. It's the pace that is unnerving. He gets down there and you make a mistake. A minute later, you're another 100 behind.
So the white doesn't drop in, but that's no good to Rob really, just
No.
sitting there.
Yes, he's gone to angle him because this fall of the pocket is so far back. He's now forcing Dave into a foul, hoping for a respot. So Dave just needs a ball contact. And of course he gets one. And leaves his ball over the pocket again. Nothing there. Dave actually patted him on the shoulder as he walked past him as if to say, mate, I'm sorry about all this stuff, I'm leaving you. Now Rob's calculating if he can come off the cushion and squeak in. No, he didn't need to in the end. Kevin Christie pats the table in recognition of Rob's good shot.
So this is the chance, I think.
Yes, just needs to tap the white ever so gently.
I think this would be a good time for me to hand over to the legend that is Wayne Carey.
Okay. The next gravel voice that you hear will be Wayne Carey.
Nine. Hello.
Afternoon, Wayne. How are you?
I'm brilliant. Thank you for asking, Mr. Peter Tankard. I'd be so privileged here.
We are so privileged to see the best in the world in fantastic conditions. Wayne, you and I have travelled a long way to be here, but always worthwhile, if only for your company.
Oh, thank you for the lovely comments. It's just watching this, I'd be disappointed with that.
He'd have to be disappointed with that. He just caught it too thick in the end, didn't he? He didn't mean to pot it.
He caught it thick to slow down his cue ball,
Yeah.
and unfortunately potted on the way through. Rob, Rob's ranking number 3 in the world at present?
Currently number 3, David number 1, I think, after the English Open. Peter Gilchrist and he were Massey shot here. Watch this. Genius.
Wonderful.
Genius shot.
Wonderful.
Don't see a lot of that in snooker, do you?
No, you do not. No. And great weight of the shot too.
Needs it to keep coming. Needs it to keep coming.
It's going to be fine.
Would have liked the pot. I don't think he's got the pot, has he?
I think he's taking it.
He has got the pot.
Yep.
So Rob needs to relax and get into his stride here, what they call the flow of billiards.
That's a much better shot than it looked.
Yes. Had to miss the white on the way down and did so.
This club, for those that don't know, have 12 tables, and they're all run exactly the same. These are the 4-star tables in this room. They've got 8 tables in the other room. They're all heated. And it's just incredible. I'm actually from New Zealand, and we have finally got some tables like this in the Papatoe Club up in Auckland. And we have had trouble when we've travelled to World Championships overseas before, but now that we have these tables in Auckland, we're going to be able to get our youngsters, both in snooker and billiards, to practice on these tables, get used to these conditions. You've got to play these conditions to understand them, you cannot explain them.
No. Did you think the stars and the tables in the other room were playing the same?
I actually thought the tables in the other room were playing faster, Peter.
I think they were too, Wayne.
But the obviously similar cloths, and
I'm not sure about that. I know they've got number 10 on these ones. Is it number 10, Strawn's 10 in the other room, in the main room? So there are 8 tables in what they call the main room and 4 stars in this more professional practice setup. So these are set up as professional snooker tables. And some of the great players practicing here, Joe Perry, Rhiannon Evans, young Stan Moody, who will be the next big thing or one of the next big things. So,
he's had the privilege, got it a couple of days early, and he had the privilege to talk with young Stan and his dad, Nigel. The kid's got it all.
He does, doesn't he?
He's got it all. He presents very well, talks well, behaves well. Can't help but like the kid. Very interesting talking with his dad, and here's a story some of you may not know, but they were on holiday, I think, with Spain, and young Stan's about 10 years old, and his dad, Nigel, was telling me that they were sort of in a club in Spain, like you would say, I guess, children's playing club type of thing, and they had some pool tables there, table tennis tables type, that type of conditions anyway. And there appeared to be one snooker table in the venue. And Nigel took the cover off the table and was sort of showing Stan all about it. Anyway, Stan got a cue, and the next comment's going to blow everyone's heads right off. On day 2, are you listening, world? On day 2, young Stan Moody, 10 years old, never been on a snooker table, cleared the table.
What?
Cleared the table. I got that from his dad.
What?
Absolutely cleared the table. Now, there were some people there about my age, 185 years old, give or take, and they were watching, and they said to his dad, "Oh, how long has the kid been playing?" He said, "He picked up his cue first time ever yesterday." And he said they thought I was lying. And why wouldn't you think his dad was lying?
Sure.
Now, that's an honest comment, and that's the sort of thing we've got in this game.
Well, it's always been a question, isn't it? How much of cue sports is God-given and how much is hard work? I don't think either of them will do on their own, but when you look at the truly great players, your Ronnie O'Sullivans, your Stephen Hendrys, even in our version of the sport, your Mike Russells and your Peter Gilchrists, were all child prodigies that went on with it. Now, there's a lot of work between being a child prodigy and being a world champion, but it seems that some people are just born with a natural eye for this and a natural aptitude.
You sort of summed it up. He was going straight down on the angles, apparently, just recognised the angles straight away at 10 years old.
Yeah.
Now, a sad part of that story. Now, what we'll do is we might just wait for this young man to...
Is this a screw pot?
Yes, so. Oh, no, the cannon.
played the
Clever.
cannon.
That's clever.
That is clever. Look at
Yeah.
the pace
Yeah.
to just promote the white into a position where he can get in off.
Very
Notice
nice.
he's got
Very nice, Rob.
Has he done
Yeah.
the book line crossing while we've been
Yes, he
chatting?
has. Yes, he did it while we were chatting. And most of the public watching understand the game, and they would know what was happening while we're talking anyway. Now that's
I hope
very
so, because
clever.
we're not following the action as closely as perhaps we should.
Well, it's one of the comments where you can go right or wrong. Some people just don't want to hear what you think the shot's going to play. They just want to think what they think the shot's going to play and carry on with that. It's one of those tricky situations. It's hard to please everybody.
Well, I always say you can turn the volume down if you don't like the commentary.
Yeah, okay, I guess that's one way of looking at it.
Yes,
Now,
hello, Nick. How are you?
The young man has got his 102, and
Nick Barrow's watching, super coach.
now while we're just sitting on this too, wouldn't it be something else if young Rob Hall could actually pull this out?
It would be a victory for the ages. Oh, that's unlucky. That's dead unlucky.
Okay,
Yeah.
the
Well, it's
commentator's
not going to
curse.
happen now. Yes, you've put the
Commentator's
mocker
curse.
on him,
Yeah.
Wayne.
Anyway, Mr. Young, Stan Moody. Now, a sad story I've told you about the 10-year-old young fella just got it.
Oh, look at this one. A clever shot that is off 4 cushions.
Wonderful. And talking to his dad, as I mentioned the story to all of those that are listening. Now, the sad part of their story is that Nigel's dad,
Stan's dad, Nigel.
Nigel's
Oh,
dad.
Nigel's dad.
Nigel's dad. Now, that is, that Nigel's obviously Stan's.
Grandfather.
No, Nigel, yeah. Nigel is actually Stan's father.
Yes.
So it would have been Stan's grandfather. Unfortunately, he passed. And the sad part of the story was he didn't like snooker. He loved it.
Right.
And he used to watch all the snooker that came on TV. And unfortunately, with him passing, he never really saw that he actually had a grandson who's a world champion now.
Right. And somebody has asked for the update, and right on cue, Sam, our ever watchful technical media director, has posted that on the board. Now, one of our he hasn't reached one. One of our viewers is Nick Barrow, who's one of the finest snooker coaches in the world. Very technical, publishes a lot of detailed information about snooker, and having used Nick myself, I can commend his fantastic approach to the game. Yes, you did. Thank you. Yep. So Sam tells us that Peter Gilchrist is on a large break at the moment. Oh, what a clever shot that was. It didn't come off.
Yeah. And of course, Peter Godchrist, Peter Gilchrist, you people know as Peter Gilchrist. We call him Peter Godchrist in New Zealand. He's complete package. Perfect.
Oh, look at this run of luck for Rob Hall. You can't believe it, can you? And he can't either. He's just shaking his head looking at this. This is ridiculous. It just can't go on.
This is a toughie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, well played.
Made it look easy.
Now, Wayne, we've got a couple of questions about your cue. Wayne plays with a Predator cue, an American pool cue. And the tip diameter, Wayne, is?
A mere 12.4.
A mere 12.4.
Okay, and well, like everything's got a bit of history. And while we're watching this game unfold,
Can he slip that red under the yellow, under the white, or?
No, in a minute.
If he can't, he's.
It looks like he can. He's fairly confident. Oh,
no, so he had to
there
play
you
the
go.
run through. He couldn't get through, so he's played top spin, check side, run through.
Makes it look easy, but
Makes
of course
it look
the
easy.
great
Of course,
players
it's a tough
do.
shot. So trying to leave a red in a potable position here.
Now he's got back to front top of the table, has he?
Yep.
He's
What some
going off
people
this,
call
wouldn't he?
easy
He'd
top.
play the drop cannon, wouldn't he? Yeah. Probably play this cannon a bit thick to control the read to the pocket.
Yes. Well, the way they slide, he doesn't have to be too thick.
Perfect. Almost. Yes, I just talked about my cue. It's a little bit different.
It sure is.
Getting
So it's
yo-
carbon fibre.
yes, I'm getting younger.
You
so
are
the
getting
eyes are not quite what they were. And I've got the bigger tip because I believe I've got the tip at least partly in the middle of the white ball. Centre ball training is what I work on a lot. And if you're using a pinhead for a tip, then you never really know if you're absolutely in the middle of the centre ball
So
of the cue ball. So with the bigger tip, even if you're not perfectly in the middle,
you're
at
saying
least
some
part of that
some part of the
12.4
tip is in the right
Sure.
place.
And now we discussed it being carbon fibre while this gentleman's putting his break together. So I'm a little bit different than most. Most people getting younger, they don't like to conform to new ideas. But you youngsters today are smart. You're much smarter than we ever were at my age. Sorry, at your age. When I was your age is probably a better way of putting it. You've got all this technology at your fingertips, and so my comment is, I'm going to break a few hearts here, but I'm telling you, Wood's gone. Wood's finished. It's just currently all the good players are still playing, like Ronnie O'Sullivan. They're all still playing with wooden cues, ash cues, and obviously Maple's the other favourite. And I believe I can prove it's gone with the next comment I'm going to make. Roger Federer, yeah, pretty good tennis player. And wooden cue, wooden tennis racket, absolutely not. The golf players of today, wooden clubs, absolutely not. Now, the modern pool players of today are using carbon fibre or graphite cues. You leave a wooden cue in your boot on a hot day, you've got a boomerang. You leave a carbon fibre cue in your boot, it's dead straight. So, like I said, I'm a little bit different than most. Now I'm using this, I think the cue's too good for me. That's how good this cue is. A gentleman had a hit with it yesterday, David Gillingham. He put up 3 long pots, and I mean long snooker pots that even the great snooker players would love to get, and slop, they went in. Don't be bluffed by the 12.4 tip. It screws back like any other cue. It's about your cue action. It's got nothing to do with the tip. Get your cue action right, and the rest falls into place. Anyway, a bit of useless or useful information for you, but I honestly believe that Wood's gone, and I've given you my reasons for it. Another thing too, they make yachts, as you know, and we've got a thing called the America's Cup. And of course, they still make wooden yachts, don't they? Absolutely not. It's all carbon fibre now.
Well, viewers, he raises, he makes a strong case. You'd have to say he makes a strong case. While we're talking, Rob's snuck up to 73. He'll be contemplating how to create a walk-line crossing from here. He doesn't have them under tight control yet, so he'll want the white somewhat nearer to the spot and a workable red.
75.
The first time I went to the World Champs in Ireland in 1999. I turned up with my first Predator cue. It's a pool cue, 13.25 tip. Because when I arrived there, they were all killing themselves. Oh, wah, 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 broom handle, wah, wah, wah. Yeah.
Chris Taylor's already made that point. Does the
Okay.
cue double up as a broom handle at night time, Wayne? So they're still razzing you, mate.
Possibly could do, but here's my point. Guess who made the last 16?
Right.
Guess who everyone was coming up and wanted to have a hit with my cue? Honestly, if I said 10 players asked me to have a hit with a cue, I'm lying. It was a lot more.
Now, that was
look,
the walk line crossing just there.
Wasn't
ladies
that
and
wonderful?
gentlemen. Well,
Gee
he
whiz.
was chancing his hand and hoping for position. I think he's got it.
Anyway, a gentleman called Mr. Robbie Falvari, I talked to him one day and he asked me about my cue and I told him it was a 13.25 tip and I just about fell out the car window. I was driving around showing him a bit of Auckland.
Now,
That's not clever.
is this checking up?
Oh,
Didn't check
tell
up
me.
enough. Well, on a lot of club tables, that you could have dragged that ball across with side, but of course here on number 10, it's just too slick. It's going to get away from you. So he's let Dave in again. Just put 100 on the board, but in 4 minutes' time, Dave could get that 100 back.
He's very quick, isn't he? Anyway, Robbie
He's
had a few hits
statistically the quickest player
around.
around.
We're just getting
Doesn't give a lot away to Peter Sheehan, mind you. Peter Sheehan's also a very fast player. Oh, hello. What has happened here?
We've got an hour to go and there's definitely enough time to make a 1,000 break.
Yeah.
6 minutes, 100. Yep. It's I just finished a story on Robbie Falvari. He had it with the cue and I said, look, don't run the cue down, have it with the first. So he had a couple of hits. I think he had about 4, might have been 7 hits with it. And he stood up. He said, I can't do that with my cue.
Okay.
So, but of course, in a nice way, you guys were all married to the.
Well, we're married to
9mm
tradition.
tip.
We're married to the history of the game, and also I think like all aspiring sports people, we take our lead from what the champions are using, and if Ronnie's still using a block of wood, we'll need more convincing, Wayne. That's all I'll say. We'll
Yeah,
need
that's
more
fine.
convincing.
That's fine. Like I say, I'm a little bit nice shot. I'm a little bit different to the others. I believe the kids of today are smart. In my era, you had to be sort of
What's he setting
55
up
or
here?
60.
Is he setting up the cannon?
Yep.
He is. I don't know why he played that. He could have brought the red around to. Anyway, what do I know? He's Rob Hall. Yeah. Hello, guys.
I wish I'd known how to comb my hair. So we're just watching here. Hi, everybody. Hi, world.
When you say you would have combed your hair, Wayne, you famously did an interview with New Zealand television where you told them that you'd plucked your hair out so it didn't get in your eyes, and that which was left, you'd dyed the colour of the silver fern, the national sporting symbol of New Zealand.
Yes, my hair is normally jet black.
Yes.
And what I do is I put a dye through it to match when I'm wearing the silver fern on my yeah, and it actually works. And also another reason is I'm actually not bald.
No,
I pluck my hair.
Yes.
Because I'm now on the pension.
Yes.
And it saves money on shampoo.
Yeah.
I'm not embarrassed to say it.
Yep. And then you spend what's left over on carbon fibre cues.
Actually, that's a good point. Well, maybe all of you people can't afford one.
Maybe
It's
they
merely
spend it all on shampoo.
$2,200. My Predator P3 carbon fibre is about $2,200 New Zealand. So, yeah, and of course, everyone's got an opinion. Mine's not right, but it's not wrong either. For everyone listening, you're only here once. This is it. This is not a trial. If you want it, you have it. That's my attitude. I wanted this P3, and I have to tell you, it's probably...
Oh, catches the jaw, unfortunately. That was going to slide right down into the corner pocket mouth.
Oh, it's a cruel game.
And he's lined him up too. So
Yep.
and Rob looks up at the gods as if to say, why keep doing this to me?
Oh, I think it's going to clip. Yeah, clipped.
It just
Oh,
touched
bad
that
luck.
jaw. So yes, Nick Barrow, I'm in Birmingham at the moment. But shortly heading down to see my daughter in London.
Sure.
Just a safety shot. Not ideal as a safety shot because he hasn't put the red into a position that he can use. Certainly Rob can't use it, but nor can Dave.
Wasn't that a clever shot? Put back
It's a
pushing
clever shot.
first. Yeah. Now,
Is this a
David's-
cannon?
No, it's
No,
safe.
just empty.
Yeah. David's practice routine. Does anyone know what it is?
I know his practice timetable before a World Championship is to head across to Ireland and spend 2 weeks with Angus McAnally. And there they spend minimum 10 hours a day on the table with breaks for meals only. So that's pretty intense. I don't know what in particular he practices. And with his style of play, it would be hard to say what he could practice. I mean, he's so creative and he's playing every shot in the book. So what do you practice when you know all the shots?
Well, and of course, Angus McAnally, look at that, the balls are running here, Weaver form. Mind you, he's put it in there to happen. But Angus would, he really is a big fan of David Causier. And why wouldn't you be?
Yeah, he's Dave's guru and spiritual advisor, and really he's one of, if not his greatest supporters.
Bad luck. I heard somewhere that, of course I stand corrected, it doesn't make me totally correct, but I'd heard that Dave puts about 2 hours, 2.5 hours before work every day.
Yes, I'd heard that, but somebody's mentioned that he's changed jobs and that may have changed his practice
okay.
schedule.
Sure.
He did practice at one of the local works near his house, and they would lend him the table, and he recovers the table for them.
It's a tough shot now. These pots are not gimmies. Would he draw back on this, or would he play the cannon? Oh, he's going to play both.
I think he goes red
Yeah.
to white cannon, doesn't he?
Yeah, tries to pot it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, would have done the
Ideally
favourite, hadn't
didn't
have
white
got it.
pot
Yeah. Well, he's got another cannon here. Yeah, just that slight bit out, because you sit there cold on the chair waiting for a shot, and when you come to the table, everything looks hard. Double kiss, all good.
Just avoids the
Yeah,
collision.
that's a nice shot. But again, just trying to get the run.
It just
Yeah.
hits the wrong side of the red and just not running for
Run through
luck
cannon
today.
or the pot?
Both.
Well, I wasn't in the pot like that. I was in the pot red.
I
But
know
I'll
what you
take the
meant.
credit.
I know what you meant. Yeah, you got to got a good call. So screw safety here, red around the table.
Battery 40%.
This will sit nicely.
Isn't it great with this Facebook or whatever chat that we can do here? Some of the people that write in with their information, and the comments made that the great Indian player, Mr. Geet Sethi, he's suggesting was the fastest player. I'm certainly not going to decry that. Good shot. But
Well, I think he's angled himself here. That's unbelievable.
isn't
look
that
at that.
unbelievable? Well, on the way home
I
tonight,
don't
Rob,
think he can get to either ball from there.
I can tell you now, on the way home tonight, Rob, don't buy a lot of tickets. You'll be wasting your money.
Absolutely. Now, Wayne, Geet Sethi was a great player. You know, one of the modern greats. Certainly in the best 4 or 5 since the Second World War. Oh, I think he played a little
It's a
swerve
wonderful
on
shot.
that to get
He
there.
deserves to get this.
He does, but he won't
Oh,
because he's Rob Hall today. But you actually beat Geet Sethi, Wayne, at the World Championships 3 years ago, did you not?
yeah, the result flatters me, though. We both know who the best player is. But again, the mark of the man, it was probably the upset of the tournament. Don't get me wrong, I was delighted. But I walked up to him and I shook his hand and he stood up.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous, the run of luck this guy's having. So he makes the shot, goes in off and double balks himself. That's crazy.
Anyway, Git just walked up and he shook my hand and we stood up. I said, we both know who the best player is, Git. And he said, you played very well, Wayne. You are tough.
Yeah.
Now,
You are tough.
when I've played plenty of people in my life, and when I've been lucky enough to have got past them, you won't believe that they got sore ankles, sore shoulders, sore headaches.
Yeah.
And here was a man that's a wonderful player and obviously a wonderful person, because that was his attitude. He didn't make one. I know he'd been out of the game for a little while. I ran into
He'd been out of the game for several years by that stage and was contemplating a comeback.
Well, I suppose in the next day I was in the lift with Sarav Kathari, who was the eventual winner that year. And he made some nice comments about my game, and he just said, he was very nice to me. He just said that that was a nice result you had against Geet yesterday, and Wayne, honestly, Geet's been playing well at home. He's been getting trebles. So, yeah. But in honesty, I still think that the result flattered me. But it's still nice to have those little one-off wins. And unfortunately, I've had a few of those little one-off wins.
Yes.
But they're only one-offs. And, but having said that, you take them, you know. Does anyone have a result on Peter Gilchrist's game at all?
Not at this stage, but I'm sure Sam's on the job. He'll post something because he's listening into these comments.
And as I was leading to before, what I thought he was putting in, meaning David Causier putting in 2 hours in the morning, but I also think he put 2.5 hours in the afternoon, and I think Gary Norman's just written that up.
Yes.
Yeah, he plays after work, solo practice. And for you people that play the game, billiards solo practice is a fraction harder because you've got to go and get the red and put it back up every shot. And that's a little bit tougher. I know Mike Russell often made the comment like that as well.
Yes, unless you're Peter Gilchrist and you practice long interrupted runs of cannons in the open.
Yes.
That way you don't have to field the red.
I hope you people can keep up with this, but
This is a double kiss cannon, Wayne. He likes these.
he likes
double
these. Yeah,
kisses.
just got to control for those that you do play that, you hit the white low. Hit your cue ball low and it bounces, really springs off the reed, doesn't it?
Oh, look, he didn't want that pot.
Just can't get the run, can he?
He cannot get the run. I mean, 9 times out of 10, that's going to jaw in the pocket and sit there.
Oh, here's a cannon, I think.
Screw it. Yeah. So what could go wrong here? A lineup? No.
Tough pot. Surely plays the in off for the cannon. Great, the cannon, not a running side. Look at this. Oh, thank goodness for that.
So he's played the run through because the opponent's white ball was in already set in drop cannon position. So
Sure, yeah, but I still think oh no, you talked about the slide of the cushion. You're right.
I think it's hard to get this white all the way around without playing running side.
Yeah, the way that slowed down that yellow, that was a thick contact on the first ball. And of course, Rob Hall supported wonderfully with his world champion wife, world champion billiard player, Anna Lynch. And again, she's actually playing in this tournament.
48.
Greetings, Arthur Wynn.
Oh, wonderful guy, Arthur Wynn. We roomed together at Leeds several times. And he's racing horses now. And yeah, lovely fellow. And this
Here
is
we
what
go,
happens.
another Massey. Watch this. Couldn't get hold of it.
53.
Wonder why he didn't Massey the other way. Most players who play Masseys, Dave's,
2 in a row.
yeah, well, this is PK. Wasn't trying to turn it around, just play backspin.
2 in a row. You very seldom see that. 2 different players playing Masseys back to back. Evan Christie's the referee. Isn't he a nice fellow?
He is. So what are all his badges on his coat there?
They would be matches I would suggest that he's officiated around the world or places he's been to around the world.
Thank you, Matthew Lawrenson. Actually, you'll find that there's quite a lot of billiards, English billiards online these days. And you can look on both YouTube and the World Billiards website to find a lot of those videos.
Yeah, Kevin Christie, we went and had a cup of coffee together, and we come out of the coffee bar and we're standing on the side of the road there, and this truck goes past full of earth. And Kevin said to me, it's what I'm doing on Strike Lotto, Wayne. I said, oh, what do you actually mean? He said, I'm going to send my lawns away to get mowed too. I'm not lying, it's the truth.
Well, it's always the truth. Slips around the back. "42 minutes. Is this gone now, Wayne?"
800 the difference, 838, 806 of 48. It's tough, and of course today's players don't play nursery cannons. If he was a solid nursery cannon player, maybe Joe Manici.
No, Joe's a good nursery cannon player,
He is
but
a
I
good
would
player.
say he's solid compared to some.
He's very quick. Oh, look at this.
Joe's quick, yeah.
Look at that.
Joe's quick and creative.
Yeah, he is. And again, what a guy. What a
Fabulous
guy.
guy. Fabulous guy.
I don't know, and there's no one in the world who's got a bad word to say about Joe Manici.
I'm going to correct you there and say Robbie Foldvari. It's not a bad word because you can't say a bad word about Joe, But Robbie does tell the story about the fact that he was forced to room with Joe when they played in Malta. And he said, Joe, I'll room with you as long as we don't spend all night talking about billiards.
Yeah, I struck that with Joe's spot.
and it didn't work. Robbie said, I got no sleep. We spent all night talking about billiards.
I played in the first Worlds in 1997, and Joe Medici was there. And of course, you come home from playing all day, and I don't drink, for those that don't know, and I'm drinking hot chocolates. And this is probably 6 o'clock, 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Yeah, 20 to 2, we're still drinking hot chocolate and listening to stories from Joe Medici.
And every one of them's about billiards.
Yeah, and you've got to be there. You've got to, and they're all interesting. That's the
They're
silly
all
part
interesting.
about it. Yeah.
They're all interesting. And they're all true.
Yeah. Oh, nice darts.
Boy.
Too nice, perhaps.
Perhaps too nice.
Yeah.
Can you work this around? Oh, no. He's just on the
I
edge
think
of
he
what's
rushed it a
possible
wee
the
bit.
whole time.
Realising the time was against him.
Rob is very frustrated here. He seldom shows any emotion, but he's very frustrated here.
Well, the game's cruel like that, isn't it? You're sitting there waiting for a turn,
It's crazy, cruel.
and then finally you get an opening and you score 2
Yep.
or 5. We've all been there.
Yeah. You're just so excited to see a ball. If you haven't seen a ball in 40 minutes or something, then you get overexcited and try and do too much.
Okay, here's a bombshell for you all.
Bring it on.
Should cue sport become the national sport of all countries?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, how does that work, Wayne?
No, it's a serious comment, and I'm going to prove it to you again. Okay, you kids play football. We'll just say it doesn't matter, rugby league, soccer, doesn't matter what it is. Have you ever been to a local hospital on Saturday afternoon? You
And seen
definitely,
all the cue sports injuries.
Yes, no. With the young children get injured on a Saturday in their Saturday morning sports.
Yes,
It's
that's right.
serious.
Where they choke on the chalk or stick
No,
a cue through their foot or-
I'm talking football players. Football
Right, I
kids,
see, okay.
children playing football.
Yeah.
Whether it's rugby, soccer, rugby league. The whole hospital's chock-a-block with them. Now, I
Very
know this.
fortunate to have flicked the red there. That the yellow ball was heading towards the jaws and would have been stuck in there, but flicks the red, brings it out.
So if cue sport became the national sport of every country in the world, do you realise that the hospitals would be empty on a Saturday afternoon? Do you realise as these young kids got older, now listen carefully here, as these young kids got older, there's nothing wrong with their knees if they play cue sport, nothing wrong with their shoulders, and they've got less chance of getting dementia. Now, my comments are not that stupid. Think about it. Yeah.
So, Wayne, is it true that you actually approached the Hospitals Commission in New Zealand with that idea for sponsorship?
It is. I approached ACC, asked them to sponsor a tournament, and very nice lady said, sorry sir, we don't put sponsorship in it. And I just said, well look, and she actually listened to me, and she didn't disagree, strange to say. Because I made that argument to her. Do you realise that if you were to sponsor cue sport, get it more into people's eyes, and don't forget girls and boys can play this game, men and women, they're on equal footing, that they're, the world bodies, the hospital systems would be run easier, they'd be less full, and of course as the people got older, they'd have less problems with their arthritis ankles sore backs, new hips, replacement knees. By the way, tell me I'm wrong. Anytime you like, I'll listen. And even so, some might have dementia, which is creeping in very badly through sport people in the world. Would you disagree with me?
55.
So, hi Mick, how are you? Wayne won't get back into New Zealand, suggesting you Kiwis don't play rugby. That's true.
Well, there you go. You can't even pronounce it properly, Peter.
No,
No, it's rugby.
rugby.
It's rugby. R-U-G, which is rug. B-Y, rugby.
Right, okay.
No wonder the rest of the world can't play it.
That's right.
It's a bit like saucer, isn't it, really?
That's a bit like what?
Saucer?
What's salsa?
I don't know, what are they called over here? Oh, soccer.
Oh,
Sorry, silly me. But it's S-C-O-C-C-E-R. Where the hell's the K in soccer? Snooker, S-N-O-O-K-E-R. There is a K in snooker. So we're probably better educated. Does it suggest that C's were on special or something at Tesco's when the guy made up the vocabulary for the alphabet?
73 here, approaching a borderline crossing. How's he going to do it?
Read to the bottom pocket, wouldn't he? Read to the right-hand pocket. I mean left-hand pocket, sorry. His right-hand pocket, yeah. Will he take it now?
No, it's too
Oh,
early.
no,
It's
it's
on
too
78.
early.
But he has to create a situation. Typically, it's most of the players, or in the Mike Russell style, it's the recovery cannon coming from underneath to leave a three-quarter ball pot. Like that. Right on cue, he delivers the shot we described.
It appears that I'm making too much trouble here. Because I wanted to talk about the game called Jolf.
That's right.
Because this is the reason why players can't play Jolf, because they can't even say it properly.
Okay.
But we'll leave
Well,
with that and I'll come back on that in another day.
Well, thank you, Wayne, for your time. Wayne and I are going to vacate the chairs in favour of somebody more sensible.
Is there an easy
And
game?
those more sensible people appear to be Chris Coombe and Ryan Mears. So we'll hand you over to their gentle care. Thank
Goodbye,
you.
world.
101. Four. 106. 109.
Hello. So, sorry. Hi, everybody. Yeah, thanks to Wayne Carey and Peter Tankard there. So now joined by Ryan Mears. So, how you doing,
Chris.
Ryan?
All right, mate.
Yeah, very good. And well, this is I know you've been watching most of this match, and well, both semi-finals actually. And
Yeah,
Dave is just
final way
running
through.
away with this now, isn't he? Really?
Yeah, he had a big break, didn't he? 512, I think was it 512?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, just magnificent, really. I mean, he ended the first session whilst on a big break and just sort of
Yeah, 3-4-4 at the halfway,
yeah. I mean,
and then kept it going. He had
Just-
a nice shot to come back to, got over the pocket, perfect top. Yeah, kept it going another nearly 200. Is that the highest break so far, or is that the? It's 500 and something, I think, isn't it?
133.
I'll just get the high break list up just to confirm exactly. Because there's been so many breaks in this event, it's been hard to keep track of. But
136.
519. Oh, he's short. Then.
yeah, 519. Yeah, I mean, Causier has also had a 488 in this championship. Yeah,
Who
just
had the
fantastic scoring.
519 then? was the 5-9?
Yeah, that the 519 was Causier's break.
Oh,
yeah,
that was
yeah.
okay.
And so as we see there on screen there, Peter Sheehan, Peter Gilchrist, sort of a similar margin really in that match. Gilchrist well in front there. But it looks like, Ryan, it's going to be a repeat of the final that we had in Singapore last year.
Yeah, Causier, Gilchrist.
Absolutely, and yeah, very hard one to call. But we know we're going to have a feast of billiards.
It's always a good game between them two, isn't it?
155.
But as always with billiards, even if a player's sort of well behind, they know it's not sort of possible to catch up. They play for pride. They play till the end of the match, and there's still time for Rob to get a nice break together if he can get back to the table.
163.
Yeah, Rob struggled for leaves really for quite a bit of the game at the start.
166.
Didn't have much to go at.
And the interesting thing is,
Yeah.
Assuming of course that we have Gilchrist and Causier in the final, which does seem that way now. It's just with the time left, that seems like what we're going to be seeing. Causier is actually looking to become the first player since Mike Russell in 2011 to defend the title, World Billiards Championship.
Is that right? Yeah.
So that's sort
a
of
feat.
interesting.
Yeah,
This little
that's a feat.
statistic there, really.
Yeah. Last person to do that was
Mike Russell, 2011.
Mike Russell.
Yeah,
right.
180. Buckland running at 8.
actually defend the title.
2011. Where was that held?
182.
I believe that would have been Leeds.
That was before I started, It was before I started playing World Billiards events. In Leeds. Yeah.
Yeah, the World Billiards Championship. He held in Leeds for a number of years, and that was the Luke Centre, the venue of our last tournament in the UK in August. So there's a bulk line crossing.
It's missing the draw, yeah. It's all right.
Buckland cross.
We were saying earlier, when you're actually at the top and you can leave yourself that pot red and the angle to go around the table, always Causier misses that pot there, but off the spot. But when you're at the top, you can leave yourself that angle around the table to cross the bulk line, and the top players can control it just to minute margins. But when you're not quite at the top, it's a bit tricky, really, sometimes. But anyway, Rob's back at the table now. He knows obviously this match is
Beyond reach.
Yeah. But I'm sure Rob will look back on his matches and, take the positives. He obviously works very hard at his game, and I'm sure he'll pick up things that he wants to work on. But
He's got a good YouTube channel going, and
he has, some great.
Rob Hall Billiards.
Yeah.
Good massive range of shots, how to play them. Got the cue ball, so you can see what spin to put, where to contact.
13.
Yeah, it's all good stuff, that.
Yeah, like that's right. I said, Rob's YouTube channel is very good with some great instructional videos there.
Pretty much covers every shot there is in the book.
Hall. 15.
Arthur. Low to Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur Wynn. Yeah, hi Arthur. Yeah, nice to see your comments there, and hopefully you'll be able to make it to one of our events soon.
Yeah, it'd be good to see Arthur again. Seen him for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And keep the comments coming in for everyone that's watching on the streaming on YouTube or Facebook.
Evening, Alex.
Hi, Alex. And for those that are watching and looking forward to the final tomorrow, it'll be at 1 o'clock UK time, live on Facebook and YouTube, as I said. We'll have Phil Yates as our lead commentator tomorrow, so that'll be great to. And he'll be joined by some players, try and get a good selection of players to join him and give their insights and views on the match. We've also got Rex Williams coming to present the trophy, and hopefully we'll get him to do some commentary as well. I'm sure lots of billiard enthusiasts will love to listen to Rex have an input.
How are the Peters getting on? Gilchrist is just, I think he's beyond reach for Sheehan already. I think it's something like 700, I think.
Yeah, I think it's about 1,000 actually. Yeah, 526 to 1,549.
Yeah, over 1,000. Yeah.
I'm sure
definitely.
Peter Sheehan will be disappointed. Obviously, he knows he's playing a legend, but he's a top class player himself. I'm sure he would have fancied getting the job done really.
Yeah,
but
I think
obviously,
quite a few people did think he could do it. And he has done it against Peter.
Yeah, he has had a couple of wins over Peter Gilchrist. I remember
in fact, he's beaten him three times in a row.
Yeah, I remember in Wales he beat him. And then she had another win in Gilchrist. I can't remember exactly where, but it was in recent, last couple of years. But
yeah, I think the first one was the Welsh. I think he did it in the next. It's definitely 3 times he played it. Might not have been 3 actual tournaments in a row. But nice chance.
But Peter Sheehan's a top class player. He just seems to be getting stronger and stronger all the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's getting more and more close to where he got to.
Absolutely.
Before he stopped playing. He was playing till he was 27 and stopped for 18 years. And he's already by 27's highest break was already 894. Give some idea, and he'd had 2 breaks over 800 by then.
5.
Yeah, and in the big events, after this World Championship semi-final, last year's World Championship semi-final, final of the World Match Play this year. So
yeah, played me in the semis of the match play.
Very
me
close
in
match.
the semis of the English Amateur.
Yeah. English Amateur champion Peter Sheehan won that. Yeah.
Yeah, very very close game in the match play. That was right to the wire, right to the end.
So we've had a question on YouTube from Nigel saying, "Can you explain why the red is sometimes put back on the blue spot?" Well, yeah, we tend to call it the centre spot really in billiards. Yeah, so when a player pots 2 reds consecutively off the spot, the black spot, as it's known as snooker, then the red gets spotted on the middle spot, unless there's a cannon played at the same time, in which case that kind of resets the count of pots off the spot, and it still goes back on the spot, the red spot. So just to break up continuous pots off the spot, because back years ago there was
no limits.
And I think
on the breaks, a lot of the time players didn't get a go.
Well, exactly.
Too long.
I mean,
too one-sided.
If I remember, well, I don't know if I
took
remember
away the competition.
Way before my time, but I remember from history, William Peel, I'm not sure of the exact year, I'm sure someone might be able to fill in on that, but made a break of 3,304, I think. I think there's even a cue that was made with a name, a special nameplate to commemorate that break, early 1900s. But that was all pot reds off a spot, just continuous spot strokes, which is some doing really on those old tables with sort of, slightly
balls
iffy cushions and cloth, I would have thought, compared to today's game.
Tables were heavier, the balls were heavier. Everything was
ivory balls that are probably not quite true after a while, but different area.
The only thing it was good for was the nursery cannons. You get
nursery cannons. They're limited to
have to have such a light touch to keep control of them as you're going along cushion.
Yeah, great stuff. I mean, those cannons are limited to 75 cannons now, which was not really seen in the modern game. But yeah, nursery cannons, Lindrum, etc. Joe Davis, Tom Newman, great masters of the game, weren't they, back in the day? But anyway, so 20 minutes to go then, and well, Causier exactly 1,000 in front.
Yep. I was going to say the only other exception for the centre spot is if the other cue ball's on the centre spot. Well, in that case, it'd be on the pyramid or the pink spot.
Nine. Well. 14.
That drop cannon that he left himself there, Causier.
So
Just, yeah, the yellow's come the right side of the red. Not quite in perfect position yet, but a few more shots, and I'm sure that yellow will be.
this is the interesting position for me. It's a position where it's tough to get it back in the box, and so he's just bringing it back in straight.
22.
Someone has asked, what's the
Yeah.
fastest time to get 1,000 break? What do you reckon, Ryan?
Fastest time. Well, you're doing well if you can do it in an hour, aren't you? If you're going well, 6 minutes ish is
29.
about average. Well, for Dave. So maybe an hour, possibly.
32.
You're going some though. In 20 minutes, I think that's a bit. Yeah, I don't think that's possible. Someone said 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if a player's at the top of the table in prime position, playing, fast flowing, I suppose 5 or 6 minutes, 100 is sort of.
Yeah,
you know,
probably
good going.
maybe get 400 in 20 minutes.
But to make 1,000 break like that without any sort of, deviation from the perfect sort of pattern of play, like I say, it would be sort of some achievement. And we've only ever seen we've never seen 1,000 break under the bulk line crossing. We've seen the 950 or so by Mike Russell, but we've never seen a 1,000 break under the bulk line crossing rule. So
Yeah, was it 950 exactly? Mike Russell. Bolt line crossing, is that right?
yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, 957, I believe, but.
Yeah.
Going back to the break we mentioned earlier, right? Peel's break, 3,304. Peter Ainsworth has confirmed that. So thanks, Peter. Yeah, I was right about the exact break. November 1890. I was slightly ahead of the time. I was saying early 1900s, but yeah, November 1890 of Ivory Balls takes some doing to, I think even the top snooker players of today would sort of find that a challenge.
Yeah. Say so. I was going to say the going back even further to when there was even less limitations, and they had basically no limitations on anything.
67.
I can't remember his name, but the highest break was pretty close to 500,000.
Yeah, Tom Rees. Yeah,
Tom
1907.
Rees, that's right. I think it was 499,185. I think.
Yeah, 135.
135, and it took 2 weeks.
Yeah, just sort of balls jammed in the pockets and.
The anchor cannon, they
Yeah.
call that, when they're jammed in the jaws, cannons just across the pocket. Periods of where the opponent didn't turn up for about a day or two, wasn't it?
Yeah, and
Just,
sort of in those days, as Peter has pointed out there on the comments, 1,000 breaks could be made in 30 minutes, 25 minutes at the best time. But yeah, as we said, sort of not seen these days. Thankfully, today's game has a bit more variety.
yeah, how many is there? I mean, Peter's the only one to have 2, isn't he? Peter Gilchrist.
88.
I don't know if it was either of them streamed.
I don't think so. I think the only sort of 1,000 break I've actually seen on a sort of recorded video is Mike Russell's
yeah,
in
I've
India.
seen that one. Yeah,
93.
not sure what the time was for that one. Maybe around half an hour, was it? Or
But there's the bulk line crossing there from Causier. That's sort of the
Yeah,
perfect
it's-
outcome, really.
it's the
Side cushion,
standard.
bolt cushion, side cushion, and they're a bit more difficult to judge on these. They do sort of take a bit of an
There's slide-
adjustment.
Yeah, so slidey.
How did you find the slide of the cushions compared to perhaps more standard club tables on that shot? 'Cause I know
Very
you-
different, and very different indeed. But yeah, I mean, I got to grips with it quite quickly in my first game. Sort of somehow got unused to it after that. But yeah, yeah, they are. Like classic star tables with the slide, and even a bit of skid with the slide.
Dave Causier.
Yeah, this table is set up well, virtually identical, I suppose, to the setup you'd have in World Snooker events. Star table, drawn 10 cloth, heated
Yeah, I
slates.
think it's pretty much the same. Yeah,
The tables were all recovered last week, ready for this event.
conditions have been really good. Hard to beat them.
Yeah, we've had such great support from the Landywood Snooker Club. It's a fantastic venue here.
Yeah, first time for me. That's been as I say, conditions are hard to match.
Yeah, the support has been just fantastic. Paul Lloyd, the sort of owner here, and all the staff, they've been so accommodating, and this is their first kind of major billiards event. They've held snooker events on the WPBSA Q Tour and EPSB events in England, English ranking events. But it's not been that long since they've actually reopened following refurbishment 2021. I believe the club's been here since 1993, but sort of reopened, closed for about 18 months for a lot of refurbishment, and then we've got a fantastic club, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more events here.
Highest break currently Peter Gilchrist 13.46.
14.
I've heard a little story from Peter himself that there was a 2 given for one of his reds. So he claims it's 13.47. Don't know if you knew that, Chris.
That's interesting. Gary Norman's pointed out, going back to what we were saying about cannons, that Phil Mumford is one of the very few players that's actually
75 cannon feet.
reached 75 cannon limit in modern times during an EBOS event in Birmingham. That was EBOS was kind of the forerunner to WBL events.
I've reffed a 75 cannons. It was I think haven't seen him for a while. Playing in the events. I think it was in the UK Championship. He beat Dave Causier in the final. Yeah, Roxton Chapman, that's the one. Yeah, Roxton. I reffed him. Can't remember who he was playing, but he got to 50 something cannons. He had gone round the pocket from the side cushion, round the corner pocket, black pocket, all the way along the black cushion to the other corner, and then all the way up the side cushion. And he did go round the middle. I say that actually. He started at the top. He started at the top, and then he's gone to the corner, round the corner, and all the way up the cushion to the middle, and round the middle, and sort of near to the bolt line when he finished.
Yeah, amazing player, great guy, Roxton. Shame we don't see
It is a
Rocky
shame,
playing more events.
Do you know if he's playing at all, or is he?
Not competitively,
No.
as far as I know, but
I remember he did an exhibition, didn't he? A while ago, I think. But yeah, I think that's the last time I've seen him.
27.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Exhibition. Yeah, did some shots and stuff afterwards, and yeah, he's a good guy.
29.
yeah, that was right. That was down in Cornwall, actually, at the club that I play at.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we'll see him back. Great curious. But so yeah, 12 minutes to go then in this semi-final. We'll see. Causier, he's won. No doubt he's
He
sort
made-
of relaxed now, just
Make the 2000, wasn't
just finishing off this last session. I'm sure Rob would be disappointed. Obviously, he knew that he was capable of winning. Obviously, it was always going to be, a huge task. But I'm sure we'll be back stronger. We know he's been playing some fantastic stuff, Rob. And
43.
he? Yeah, did Rob have a big 400? Was it a 495? Was it?
yeah, 495 in an ABC event, EABA, English Amateur Billiards Association event. Only the last week or so.
48.
Not long before that, he had a 500 even against Peter Gilchrist.
Yeah, that was in Belgium. Yeah, in the Belgian Open.
That's right.
First visit
Yeah.
of the match.
Yeah,
Peter
the
broke
break-off,
off,
wasn't it?
not,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
in a 500. So
3.
That pretty much done the job. Hour and a half match that was, wasn't it?
yeah, I had a comment there about the long in offs, and the importance of those. I mean, that really is the key to, learning the game, understanding the half ball angles. The natural angle that the cue ball takes off the object ball. Once you kind of get that sort of ingrained in your memory, it's, all sorts of shots and patterns of play get opened up. Red ball play. Sometimes you play the red ball thicker than half ball to control it when you're playing it off. Keep it in the middle of the table.
Check side to keep it straighter to send it in the right direction,
71.
or wider, run inside. The in-offs was the last thing I learned as a snooker player. It's the hardest thing to
74.
sort of get your head round and be able to see,
76.
but probably the most important.
Yeah, in-offs in billiards are almost always played above centre, striking any sort of stun on the cue ball, or if it's skidding,
81.
which is basically a sort of stun effect when it contacts the object ball, is sort of invariably going to
Yeah, it just makes it more
cause a
difficult.
missed shot. Yeah,
84.
and any sort of understanding the pace, because especially on these tables, if you just hit the sort of play the shot slightly too much pace, any more that's needed, get a wide throw. And a lot of players play with a touch of check to avoid that. There's another bulk line crossing play, slightly different to normal.
The orthodox, yeah.
Ended up a bit higher up than
Side cushion, then bolt cushion.
93.
Just as effective though.
yeah, still in sort of very good position here, really. Yet another 3-figure break coming up, you would have think. You would have thought.
Is he gonna do the cannon, soft stun cannon? Oh, you can do it natural, can't he?
98.
Was a bit of stun. He's one of the best players. Probably is the best player. Screwing offs. Stun or screwing offs. Just from about anywhere.
That's a good example of playing it long enough. So in that case, Dave was sort of ideally hoping if the red came a little bit further for a cannon, or he's got enough for an off from the D. But a lot of players play those in off two cushions for the red, Ryan, don't they? On these tables,
Yeah, so
it's a lot safer way of playing it, isn't it? Really, rather than trying to bring it round off 3 cushions up to the middle.
yeah, you got more margin for it to land in bigger area.
110.
Leave the in off yellow. In the 2000.
116.
Yeah, Dave did the exhibition. Sean Murphy, Alex says there.
118.
Do you know when Dave did the exhibition with Sean Murphy?
Yeah, that was only about maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago in Harrogate. Yeah, Causier and Sean Murphy, snooker and billiards. I mean,
Might have been good to see that.
yeah, unfortunately, I sort of wasn't able to be there, but it would have been great
Yeah.
to see. I mean, Sean Murphy's just well, as Dave is just a wonderful cueist.
120.
Yeah, I played Sean in an exhibition and asked him about billiards, and he said he does play.
Yeah, and I think sort of in Sean's younger days, he had a lot of coaching from Mark Wildman, who was obviously a former world billiards champion. But yeah, hopefully we'll see more of Sean playing. It's great to see sort of someone like Sean playing the game. And, you know, it'd be great to see some more snooker players playing. I know Joe Perry, obviously a well-known player, snooker player on WST, has billiards experience. Ryan Thomason is another professional snooker player who played in our Welsh Open event earlier this year.
That's right, yeah. Was he the first player? First pro player? Current pro? World Billiards event? Might have been.
Yeah, I think you're right, yeah. Yeah.
142. 144.
Yeah, Steve Davis, that's another play. He was well known for played quite a lot of billiards, didn't he? 200 break player.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think I've got a video of Steve Davis playing in a sort of Q Sport event, snooker, billiards, pool, I think was all included, and yeah, just certainly knows the game, and, you know, played a lot sort of, you know, in his younger days, I guess.
162.
Yeah, Dave's just sort of continuing really as he's been going all this match, just
164.
full flow, great score on top of the table, and then he'll be getting ready to relax tonight, ready for tomorrow's final.
169.
It's an example of the skid there, that first cushion. The dramas there.
Yeah, had to sort of go away from the top, but
Been back there with this
drop cannons are never kind of guaranteed to leave good position. There's always a bit of chance that things can go slightly wrong with a cover.
Like this. Like this.
I think I jinxed him there.
Yeah.
But
all not quite, is it? Yes.
Wow, fantastic. I mean,
great shot.
And that's
Instinctive,
pretty
wasn't it?
well as well.
Instinctively.
Just fantastic, yeah.
Didn't think about it at all.
I know it's the end of the match, obviously, but I think even in a pressure situation, those are the sort of shots that Causier can pull off when it.
Saying about screwing off, wasn't I? Another good example there. Is he
186.
got the red? Yeah.
Especially on those screwing offs, you're going to get so deep into the pockets, even with lots of side on the ball and tight pockets like such as these. So yeah, great shot.
Yeah, that amount of side, get the contact accurate. What was he? No, he's not gone enough. Yeah.
Yeah, across the bulk line, just broke down on the pot, but there's just a view there of looks like
Gilchrist,
Gilchrist, yeah, full sort of full flow again, yeah, and
did he have a 300 break in this game? 300s.
We'll try and check that. I know Peter Sheehan had a 297, I believe, when I was watching.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, always going for the up the rail. Got it as well. Great shot.
That takes some doing on these tables. Even the referee, Evan Christie, gave him a little tap on the table there. Great shot there.
That's one in his YouTube.
Shot the championship, log Ted, I think.
Got to play it with the opposite side to it going the other way. Bring it, keep it against the cushion. Right hand side in that case, wasn't it? Down the yellow side.
Against the nap.
Against the nap makes it stay on the left side. Working against the nap all the way. opposite effect on the normally on the way down.
So this drop cannon is always a little bit tricky when the red is sort of so close to the top cushion like that. You have to get a good contact or possibly a double kiss to leave a good shot. As you see there, the red just sort of bounced away there from the top cushion, but only a minute or so left. It's just a case of playing out the last few shots, and
Causier, 9.
I'm sure Causier will be waiting for that bell now.
How did you get on, Chris, in the tournament?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, sort of reached the last 16. Ended up playing, well, good friend, teammate,
Steve
Brookshaw. Yeah, so Steve came through that one. But yeah, no, I mean it's been a great event.
I played my good mate Terry from the last 32. He mate and skipper of my team.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's always. I suppose we're always looking back at things and sort of wondering, you know, trying to take back to the practice table and so on. But it's just great to be playing in such great facilities, great environment, and obviously this historic event. So, you know, I know a lot of players have said a similar thing, Ray. I mean, the trophies on display as well, which is always great to see. Wow, have a look at that. I think the bell will be going any second now.
Go for the Fortson loser. One of them we just a little bit harder.
So there we go. That's the 4-hour semi-final completed. So it'll be David Causier up against Peter Gilchrist in tomorrow's final. 1 p.m. start UK time. Live on YouTube and Facebook from Landywood Snooker Club. So please join us then. But thanks for watching. Ryan Mears with me now.
Thank you very much, Chris.
Yep, no problem at all. And thanks for joining us. We'll be here again tomorrow. So do join us. And we'll see you again soon.
See you later.
Thanks a lot.
No.